Hello everybody, it's Steve. Welcome back to Frostpunk. In the last video, we kind of got everything set up for the Great Storm. We have our hunting vessels leaving. It's 5 in the morning. They should be coming back, I guess, right about now. I did also just load up the game, so that could be a reason as well. I do have my first of 3 teams have already returned to Winterfield. I've got a second one that's about to get to, I believe this is the Dreadnought. And this guy's coming on back. We've pretty much got everything explored. We got the next storm coming in about 5 days. The temperature's going to drop again, so let's actually go into the temperature overlay. Damn, this is going to happen right at the same time. Now let's actually do that one. Alright, so we get the relic. And we'll explore it safely. Obviously, I'm not going to risk any of my teams doing this. They're coming back with on bunkhouses. Interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead, get the temperature dropping a little bit. Alright, I'm going to slap down a second steam hub in this area. So I want to make sure that these guys are all nice, snuggly buggly. They don't need to be, but at the same time I want to make sure that they are as warm as possible. So let's go ahead. A little bit of hair out of my mouth. Ugh. Okay, so let's go ahead. That steam hub does not need to be on. Yeah, this one is listed as cold for the moment, but once the steam hub is built and operational, there we go. They're now back in the comfy zone. Okay, so let's see what else. The archives are chilly. That's okay. Guys, comfortable resource depot shrine. I'm just making sure that everything that does need to be heated is still heated. Yeah, I think we're good for the moment. Alright, so we got our teams returning to the city, and right now we're just going to be seeing what comes next. I do want to do a little more beautification. We do have our giant large garden, which people seem to like. Could also see what else we got here. We have another large garden, and I could put that down right there, actually. Put several large gardens down, to be honest. I want to actually try to fit something in there. Yeah, there we go. That would fit. Yeah, I think let me put a look. Well, this side has the square, and also has another medium garden. I kind of want to put something back this way, near all my child shelters. Oh. Oh, dang it. This is why I'm not the best at this game. So a large garden will fit in right now. And I don't recall there's a road being connected to it. Check temperature overlay in this zone. It will need to be heated, of course, once it goes operational. And we'll get that built up. So yeah, I'm using my steam cores. I've got 10 of them? Oh, is this storm going to last more than a day? Hang on a second. Alright, Unit 1 is returned to the city. Already got that. Yeah, I'm very impressed with the fact that I got all of the sites were explored in this little setup. I'm going to see how long this storm... Okay, there's just 1 day. I was kind of curious because I thought, like, okay, it's stretching out a little ways. Maybe it's like a little too far. Starting to really get concerned here. But no, we're just going to let this city just keep on doing its thing. I'm going to activate heaters pretty much anywhere that needs them. Just because I'm just going to turn heaters on everywhere. I have a shitload of coal right now. In fact, no, these guys I don't. Yeah, all the steam hubs, they can... There we go. Weird, I've never seen it do that. Kick me out of the temperature overlay like that. But yeah. No place needs heaters, but I'm just going to keep all my steam cores operational. And that should be fine. The archives, that's the House of Healing. Yeah, so any of my like medical buildings, they're the ones that are absolutely going to stick around. Alright, on bunkhouses. Home is where the heat is. Snow huts were deemed beneath the dignity of the English people, and they were also impractical as they tended to melt in livable temperatures. The chair was pushing his London house, designed to remind people of the streets of our capital, but I knew that they wouldn't have the means to build the kind of housing Sir Edmund considered adequate. A much more practical, if ugly, sheet metal hut designed by Jenkins also brought London to mind, just its less fancy districts. I added more insulation and dropped the triple bunks at the advice of Adam McClintock, whose people built snow huts to escape the confines of their ship during winter in the Arctic. Then I forgot Sir Edmund's signature. Then I forged Sir Edmund's signature, and the bunkhouse was born. Okay. So this actually reads here. I actually haven't done any of this stuff. I've read any of these things off, but I'll go back here. So the Rejected Automaton Designs is a page from an engineer's notebook detailing his opinion on automaton designs proposed by Sir Thomas Merton of Netherwallop in Test Valley. The practical prosthesis is the first working prototype of the modern arm prosthesis, with notes on its design by the inventors Eleanor Owens, MRCS, and Francis Baker, FRS. The lamp, a fragment of a patent description for the lamp attached to a service manual to provide the fireproof locker in the Dreadnought's library. The first flying hunter, a fragment of Mr. Erasmus Quain's diary describing his experience as a member of a hunting party. Most pages were damaged and unreadable. The Steam Corps model is a model of a Steam Corps prototype which is picked from the sea by a corvette searching for Professor Hawkins. A report of the commanding officer is attached. St. Edward's crown, this is what I found really fascinating. The most important of the crown jewels, this 17th century crown was used in the coronations of English and British monarchs starting with Charles II. It was found in a steel safe with a note from presumably the last master of the jewel office. And the last one here, a fragment of a Royal Society member's diary where she is reminiscing on her work in the Arctic Housing Committee reviewing designs of modern and efficient Arctic housing. Okay, so a woman ended up designing the bunkhouses that we were previously using, because if we look in here, yeah, I have all houses. Everybody's housed up, so we're good. And now it's just a matter of racing to this storm. We have everything done. We've got a crap load of food. We got a crap load of coal. We got a bunch of raw food. We have 13 days worth of raw food, but only 7 days worth of rations. Maybe get concerned on that. And yet I'm feeding 670 people, or 680 people.
End of shift. Go rest all you can.
Okay, hope is still very high. Let's do that and that. And that. Boom, look at that. Hope's at 100%. I love it. Gonna get a little bit warmer going into day 58. And then we'll, of course, have the temperature drop. Oh, wait a minute. 4 levels. It looks like the storm is going to continue. Yeah, something. There we go. Alright, we got another storm. Way out there, I think. That we're, yeah. That's the next storm inbound. A little unfortunate with the endless modes, and I do appreciate the endless mode and everything it's doing. I think, personally, I would like to see me not to yawn in the middle of recording a video. That hasn't happened in ages. This would actually be an interesting thing where I'm gonna get there. We know there's other cities. I mean, we saw the other generator sites in previous playthroughs. I personally would have liked to have see that other like actually being able to do those networks, those outposts, being able to trade supplies like this, because I've got a crap load of supplies and I'm barely using anything right now. I am thinking, admittedly, of building another hothouse. Just to guarantee we have this. This storm is going to go for a bit, it looks like. Because I see this is the storm here, but usually the storm ends about here. I wonder if this is like the long storm coming here on day 60. There it is. Oh, wow. I'm just going to keep this at maximum speed right now. We've got, yeah, 14 days worth of raw food, 7 days worth of rations. The storm's going to last 1, 2, 3, 4 days. We'll be fine. I will try to get those guys out one more time. Seriously, how is hope dropping? It's cold, yes, but we have an absurd amount of food, an absurd amount of coal. We're going to be fine.
It's time off.
Yeah, I'm going to send that team out, and as soon as they come back, shut them all down, empty them out, and then just have those guys hunker in their homes for a few days. Yeah, these guys I'm actually going to shut down now. Go here and here. Ah, yes. This is what I had in mind. Damn, I'm realizing way too late. But I'm going to shut down my steelworks for a little bit. I'm just going to put an automaton here, collecting coal and producing coal. I don't need any steel for the duration. Yeah, and once these guys get back, I will have 1 hour to clear them all out. Yeah, I probably could have done this a little bit later, but what the hell. Like, as soon as the storm hit. I'm assuming they were going to still bring in their food regardless, but...
Bundle up. It's getting colder.
Alright, storms are enabled. We got a lot of cold spots here. Go ahead and get yet another steam hub. Oh, wait. Activate heaters in all structures that need them. Definitely keep those operational. Okay, this is disabled by the storm. That's okay, even though I can totally have it go. Right, we have no people listed as sick. That's good. We're still cranking out the coal. And going into the storm, looks like our factory is still cold. This medium garden is just chilly. That's nice. Don't need heats in that right now. Need heat there, need heat there. Interesting. Right then. Let's just go ahead and weather this storm real quick. Woo! Nice happening 90 degrees below zero here. Look at those guys go. Hang on a second. I might need to make that my screenshot for this episode.
Work day ends. It's off time.
Hang on a second. Make a quick little oh, we do have some people who are now being listed as sick, but we have plenty of medical capacity for them. Alright, the storm's going to abate really fast. We'll say the storm is not over, though, for another couple of days. Alright, never mind, it does say. Alright, abandoned wreck, Team 1, go. Fish Rock Drafty Shelter, cracked ice, Team 2, go. Rock Team 3, go. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and get those guys all operational again. Yeah, it still looks like it still says like storm conditions persist. Go here, 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 here. I really thought there's a way you can like mass do this.
The work shift starts.
Guess not. Alright. Alright, so people. Full pile, go away. Okay, that one's enabled. I haven't turned them on yet, but I know they're trying to get the people into them first, and then we will reactivate them all. Alright, you guys, engineers, go to work. Alright. Oops, back into go. Alright, and we'll go ahead and automaton this. Automaton this. Hopefully we find the other dreadnoughts from this setup. We can try to get a couple more relics going before the end of this video. Okay, and now the storm stuff's not there, so I'm okay with that. That's right, I spent my steam hub on that, steam core on that guy. Even with all the heaters activated at 50 below, I'm still getting a ton of stuff. Alright, Fish Rock is a waypoint. I'm going to move on to the damaged snowcat. I'm going to be as efficient as I can with my folks, because we got, 14 days. Let's keep them moving. Right, abandoned wreck, we found some wood, some coal, some steel. We found also the broken tree, hopefully. We're not finding more people hanging from said tree. Alright. Yeah, and at this point, this game is really just on cruise control. We've got an absurd amount of supplies. We've reached the waypoint. That's going to be another waypoint it's going to head off to. In about 6 hours, we're going to check them again, which will be about, what, 20-30 seconds, it seems like, in this game. Okay, that's what I was going to look at.
There's plenty to do.
Okay, I've got 2 cookhouses. I need to get a third in somewhere. That's about woodwork. Also down here. There we go. I'm gonna get another cookhouse built up just to convert more food, because these guys can do 48 food per hour. I think they can also only serve 200 folks in a day. There's 98 soup and 5,600 standard meals. I don't think anybody wants the soup. Nobody's going to take the soup, and that soup's probably been there for like 2 weeks. Hey! We found a relic, but we're going to go to the Snowbound Dreadnought first. We know where the first relic is available. Let's, oh, here we go. Alright. Got another Dreadnought, just to acknowledge that notification. Let's also put some folks to work in here. Damaged snowcats found the empty shelter, and we're on our way. Alright. So yeah, we're pretty much full on storage for everything right now. Except for coal, and we're just doing everything we can with it. Yeah, we're gonna go for the snow-covered supplies, then back to the wrecked vehicle. And really now it's an issue of just collecting the last relics. If I can get 3 more here, they're probably, 3 more this video. Another storm. 3 more. It's probably gonna be about day 90. Hey, steam cores! I'll absolutely take 3 steam cores, because steam cores are awesome. We'll go back up to here. Waypoint. Love it. But yeah, knowing that with the lore of this game that more than one city survived. We know that the Arks survived. We know that New London survived. We know that New Manchester survived. We know that Winterhome failed miserably. I would personally like to... I mean, this could be something that we see in Frostpunk 2, is actually see the other cities and how they've...
Time to get to work.
how they trade in the Frostland. One thing I also would really love to see in the new game is we're going to see the children of... There we go, some raw food. Another dreadnought. And we know Frostpunk 2 is going to be 30 years out, so we're going to hopefully see the children who grew up in the Frostland, not knowing of before the freeze, before the Great Winter. I want to see what their lives are like, what kind of like that adaptation is. Are they hardier? Are they, you know, more adapted to the cold than in previous? We also found that second dreadnought, by the way. Waypoint, wrecked vehicle, and a stone ship. We'll go to the stone ship first. And about the 21-minute mark right now. There it is. Sorry, I got something underneath my feet here. I'm trying to move it out. And it's not the dog or the cat. They're still in bed right now. The ice... Ooh! Cliffside Path. Have we found that one before? I think that's kind of new. Hey, Jane Seymour says we're doing fine. Alright, the Rock Gate is another... Okay, so we're hopefully going to go out this way and kind of swing back around for the Dreadnought. Based on how Unit 2 is seeing right now, they're able to find stuff. Alright, we've reached the stone ship. It's another waypoint. Good lord. Okay, there's going to be like destroyed mine, wrecked vehicle, whatever it points out. Then make my way back to the Dreadnought. Holy crap. And the storm's what? Yeah, about 3 days since the last storm ended, and my guys are just going. Collect as much as we can, find as much as we can, bring it on back. Of course, we have no use for anything at this point. It's more, we just need the relics. Alright, so found a lost vehicle and an abandoned campsite. We're gonna go campsite, then to vehicle. Probably gonna find stuff over here. This drafty shelter is gonna yield things, I think, in along this ridge. Yeah, we found the low hill, we found the hanging tree. Hate that one. Scattered sleds. No, they've been out there through 3, 4 storms. I'm surprised their bodies stayed up there that long. Got all the prosthesis we need. I was talking about doing another industrial hothouse. Damn, it's just a touch too big for this spot. There's space back here. I think that's where it's going to go. I'm also going to build a single automaton to work it. A destroyed mine. Got those resources. We're going to circle back for that wrecked vehicle. Alright. I'm actually going to pull an automaton off of here, put them on over here. I'm full on food and raw food. It's just whatever with that. We found another campsite, the lost vehicle. And then once that new automaton is constructed here a little bit later on today, we'll go ahead and... Is this building even on? Yes, it is. Okay. We'll go ahead and send them to work. The scattered sleds. This is the bear attack one. And from there, onto the old dreadnought. There is the wrecked vehicle. Yeah, so we'll do the dreadnought, bring it back, come back out to the wrecked vehicle. This guy will go to the wrecked vehicle, then whatever else is out here, and then back into the city. We've got... Just love this. Just the absurd amount of materials I have. Great. Frost vehicle. Okay, that's it out that way. So I'm going to bring you guys back to the damaged snowcat, because it's, yeah, 2 hours, 7 days to 1 hour, 1 day. You know how it's going to go. Go to the things we know how to get to, and go from there. Oh, wow, that's it in this direction. So we'll go back to the Snowbound Dreadnought. Essentially just taking them back to locations we already know where they're at, and then moving on. If they need steam cores, we got them. If they need steel, wood, whatever they need to excavate these relics, we can get to them. Alright. Oh! 250 wood, 100 steel. I'm more than happy to spend that. Yep. So we have the Cookhouse Ancestor on its way back to the city now. That's helpful. And it looks like... Oh, those guys are a full day out. Wow. Alright. Let's keep going then. Oh, that jumped in there. Alright, so we're going to go from there to there. Yeah, I just really can't say, just, you know, okay, go ahead and turn and do like 16 hours or 17 hours on another run. But it's a lot easier for them to just say like that, because they're 6 hours from that, they're 22 from that. I've got the time to spare with these guys, so might as well utilize them. We're just under 10 days left now before the next storm. Look at that. Almost everything is listed as full right now, except of course for the steam cores. That's fine. And I can store 300 steam cores, mind you. I think probably by the time I have 15 relics, you'll actually see something on this little line. But I'd be with how this game goes, like even like with the automatons and how useful they are, it makes sense to use them. This one, 250 wood, 100 steel. Okay. Alright, they're on their way back. And what are you guys coming back with? The Case of an Empty Village. Interesting. Alright, first relic is about to arrive. Yeah. And we're going to send you back out to the Snowy Hill. Now let's go ahead and read the Cookhouse Ancestor. Comments on a rejected kitchen design from a letter written by master planner Henry Collins to his wife. It was found, among other effects, of Mrs. Collins in her cabin. The hellish kitchen. Truth be told, I don't envy anyone who'd have to work there. Design was supposed to be easy to build with rudimentary tools and materials, while being as comfortable as possible, but Mumford's team focused entirely on the former criterion, neglecting the latter. The result is an abject failure, a cramped hovel where the diners would get frostbitten while the cooks would get burnt, turning meals into a particularly cruel torture. I intend to insist on a redesign that meets all of our requirements. But I fear that even in a proper kitchen there will be no ingredients nor time to make proper meals, not when hundreds have to be fed every single day. And concerning spices, they're frowned upon as a waste of precious space on dreadnoughts. It is estimated that an average consumption of salt alone extends 10 pounds per capita per annum, which means that in less than a year it will be gone. My dear, can you imagine life without salt? It's a good thought. I mean, I'm not a huge... salt, don't get me wrong, salt is actually helpful. It's one of those things that the body doesn't need in small doses, but I don't think I actually use that much salt when I cook. I mean, I use like other spices. I use other spices, but like, I don't like get a salt shaker and put it on my food. Okay, you're pretty much there. Oh. Alright, small shack. Ah, the rock spire. And there it is. There's that little spot I was predicting to see. So we've got everything in this area done. These guys will get to that one. There. I'm ripping through the Frostland right now, trying to collect everything. I'm also ripping through the video, because I think we've got about a full week since I started the recording. I think, yeah, because we started off before the storm, and the storm was at day 60. We're going into day 68 here in a moment. And I'm pretty close to the 30-minute mark. We'll let this relic return, and then we'll come back. So I'm actually going to send this team out to the rocks. Wait a minute. Yeah. I'm going to send that team to the rock spire. Investigating the drafty shelter first. Because by the time they get to the drafty shelter, these guys will be there and they can turn and very quickly get to that spot. The case of an empty village. A page from the journal of Lieutenant R. Phillips, who is lost with his entire scouting party, leading a survey from the Dreadnought, HM Resolution. The gale hit when we were in the open. It was the strangest blizzard I'd ever experienced, although I cannot say what made me feel that way. It was the eerie wailing of the wind with the monstrous dark shapes formed by billowing snow. When we finally got to the village looking for a warm welcome, we found only ice and silence. The disappointment was all the more hard to bear when I remembered the fishermen living so well. They were cheerful, if somewhat coarse folk, hardened by the cold and work at sea, a close-knit community but friendly to outsiders nonetheless. We've looked for clues to their disappearance but found none. Apparently the whole village has moved out, taking everything they could with them, to our astonishment, locking the doors. They were good people. I hope they will come back someday. Ooh. I like that. That's a little kind of ghost tale. Okay, I'm going to move you guys on to the wrecked vehicle, and I'm going to put a cut in here. Seems like a pretty good spot. We're going to get a big old temperature jump in the next video, but also, hopefully we're going to find that third relic during this, before this next storm arrives. We found 2 of them, and if we're getting 3 in between storms, then I definitely missed one in a previous run. Because if I'm supposed to get 15, it should be 5 storms before I can locate them all. I'm excited, though. I really want to know more. I want to get all these relics, and the city I think is pretty much finished. It's a matter of getting those relics and getting them back here. I could probably squeeze in a few more resource depots, but I'm not sure exactly where. A big depot could go great in this area, and maybe over here, but I want to make sure I've got plenty of supplies, which I do, for everybody going forward. Maybe a spot right there? May have to move some stuff. But for now, like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and all the videos that come out on this channel. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.